Welcome to the Lock Shop with Nielsen and Hustler, powered by Coolbet Canada.
What is up, Lock Shoppers? Welcome to the Lock Shop today on Edmonton Sports Talk. Andrew Hustler Patterson and JBM, Jake Boland-Moss, and Dusty on the DL for the next hour. He is dealing with the cough. I am dealing with the cough. It seems like everyone is sick right now. But we will grind through and try and find some winners today with the help of the crew in the nasty chat. Great to see so many of the regs in. What's going on, guys? Yes, Alex from the Peg. I don't think Dusty is well today. I have been struggling for about the last week or so, but that will not prevent the Lock Shop from doing what we do today. We got to do a quick check-in on how things are going at the Players' Championship, recap of what happened last night in the National Hockey League, and more. But let's just welcome in JBM. Jake, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing well. I know everyone's dealing with the cough. I'm trying to deal with the internet issue, so I've gone over to the phone, giving it a shot today. We'll see how I sound.
Nicely done. Actually, I think it is hilarious that, doing it from a phone as opposed to a wired internet connection could be better, but that might save you a little bit of abuse from everybody in the chat for a change. We'll see it. Oh my God, so close last night. We nailed that Blues game at plus 134. That Vancouver and Colorado game hit the over, missed the parlay by one stinking shot by Nate McKinnon, and he scored the overtime winner. Was just hoping he could have taken two shots to do it. But man, a very near miss. I will, you know what? I wasn't on the Edmonton the EST parlay, but considering that it was plus 315 and considering that the team put up 7 goals, I've got a feeling that was a successful wager for ESTers last night, Jake.
Yeah, it came out as a winner last night. McDavid 2 points, I think, hit in the first 2 Edmonton goals, and then all they needed was a Nugent Hopkins point, which I think came on the first Edmonton goal, and a Hyman point, which he had a hat trick again last night. So, Edmonton took care of business. They got their EST parlay last night. So, yeah, it was crazy. I don't know. Did they end up giving that OT winner to McKinnon? I saw the clips this morning. He shoots the puck and it's blocked by a Canuck, and then it goes off and foul Nichushkin's face and into the net. Would that have been the 5th shot? I didn't know if they would end up giving it to him.
When it happened, they certainly gave it to him. Let's see if they took it away. Oh, you're right. They did, in fact. It ended up being the winning goal. Ended up getting credited to Nichushkin, and McKinnon had the assist. McKinnon's 73rd assist of the year. And he did have his 42nd goal earlier on. I know Dusty on his play of the day had a McKinnon goal. Maybe we should have just gone. Actually, the goal would have paid more than the shot prop would have last night. We thought we were kind of being cute or whatever. Oh, and actually that took the shot down to 3. So we missed by 2, unfortunately. But I know there was a few of you on that St. Louis game, as well as, just the Blues straight up on the money line at plus 134. So I hate to say it, but for those of us, I'm a big-time Jordan Binnington hater, as been well documented on this program in the past. He was ridiculous last night. Almost as good as those Gretzky-era Blues jerseys that they wore last night. Did you see the fit they had on last night, Jake?
No, I didn't get a chance to see those. I'll have to go take a look.
The old trumpet Blues jerseys. I'm here for them in moderation, I guess I would say. And then yes, I see everyone talking about Connor Brown. What was the goal prop on Connor Brown? Because it almost should have been low. Like, you can't play that much for that long without scoring. It was going to happen at some point. The funny thing was that goal went off his skate. I know they did look to see if it was kicked in. That would have been the ultimate nut punch for that poor guy if that one got taken off the board after he finally scored a goal.
Yeah, plus 730 to score. They're saying in the chat there. I think someone said they had Brown to score and Brown last goal as well. So I'll see who that was earlier in the chat. Croft had him to score and bet him to have last goal. Yeah, but Dusty felt the hype at Connor Brown. Finally gets off the schneid and scores for the first time this season.
Unbelievable. Yes, and Mark Amp, Gretzky, 20 games with Blues. Why? And those jerseys that they were wearing last night reminded me of Gretzky's brief time. And Richard Croft has a theory. I think Dusty had to go nap as the Hudsons, West Edmonton Mall Hudsons, might have done him in on a Wednesday night. Yes, I saw handsome Tommy there setting up shop for the post game last night, and I'm sure the Oiler fans were pretty fired up last night. I can tell you it was a very different story here in the Peg. Very disappointing game, and I know whatever the final score was 4-2. That was lipstick on a pig by the Jets. Although it was quite unfortunate. I got to the game and realized that Mark Scheifele was a late scratch. So the minute you're taking out your number one center, would hurt any team. The Jets, even more so than others, I think, really dependent on offense for Scheifele. So that was a tough one. Jets have the Ducks tomorrow and then Columbus on Sunday. So hopefully they can get back on a winning track before moving up a weight class next week against the likes of the Rangers, the Devils, and, of course, the red-hot Islanders right now, who I believe are in action tonight. We've got a big slate of games, which we will get to in just a minute. And I see guys in the nasty chat already firing out some of their favorite props and individual plays tonight. So maybe we'll put something like that together on a nasty chat parlay, considering the winner of Tuesday night. But Jake, let's get it. We talked to Patty yesterday. What did you have any much action on the golf this weekend, the Big Players Championship?
No, probably just going to keep my eye on it for most of the weekend. Rory out to a hot start. I'm just looking at the leaderboard here. Rory and Xander, 8 under, 7 under, respectively. Pretty good start for those guys. I think someone on my Twitter feed was going on about Rory and saying that this one might be over before it even begins. That's how good he was playing early on. But we'll have to wait and see how round 1, round 2 shake out before we start to declare any winners here at the Players.
Yeah, let's wait for Scotty Scheffler to tee off because,
exactly.
I mean, what he's doing right now. Although the fact that he's got an afternoon tee time, I know the morning tee time on Thursday has been very, very kind to winners over really since they moved to March. And Rory, now you say you had 8 and 7 for those guys right now? I'm just looking at the PGA site, and they've got Xander 7 under through 17 and Rory 6 under through 16.
Oh, so maybe Rory just doubled. I just got the Google leaderboard here pulled up, and it looks like I'm a hole behind. So yeah, Rory must have just doubled. He was 8 through 15 by the looks of it here.
Let's see. Yes, Rory, the double bogey on 7. Well, listen, that's maybe a good thing. Xander's around for that matter. Let's just take a quick look at what he's doing. He had no bogeys on the card. A clinical 33 on the front, and then followed it up with birdies on 10, 11, 12, and 14. He's playing the par 5 9th right now, and it looks like he's on the green in 3, so he'll have a birdie putt. Yeah, he's got a 30-footer for birdie to get to 8 under par. Very, very nice start for Xander, who was 25-1. First group underneath the Rory McIlroy, who was at 16-1. Huge numbers for those players, and it was all because Scotty Scheffler was as big a favorite as we've seen an event like this in a long, long time at plus 575. We got a Canadian flag right up there on the leaderboard as well. How about Nick Taylor? Winnipeg-born Nick Taylor went 3 or 4 under 32 on the way in. And then he's got 2 birdies on the back. He's playing his he started on the back 9. So he was 4 over on the back 9. He birdied 2, birdied 6. He's playing 7 right now, although he did put it into the fairway bunker. and then it's the par 3 8th and the par 5 9th. But if you can just get in, even at 6 under, give yourself a great chance, for Tuesday to be right up there when teams make the cut. A couple other guys that a lot of people were on beforehand: Fargo, North Dakota zone, Hollywood Hoagie, Tom Hoagie with a very nice round. This tournament has always, well, at least in recent years, has been all about approach, shot gains approached. That's Hoagie's specialty. He's in the clubhouse at 5 under, as is Jason Day. Moving down of guys that are still out on the course right now. Nate Lashley's 5 under through 12. You've got a group at 4 under, including Step Straka and Patty's favorite, Ludwig Oberg, CT Pan as well. Let's see here. 3 under, Ryan Fox. 2 under, Kitayama, Siwoo Kim, Tommy Fleetwood, Justin Rose, Eric Van Rooyen, Carson Young. I'm trying to look and see if there's any of the top players that have just sort of been so. There's a lot of guys going off this afternoon. Adam Scott and Emiliano Grillo at 1 under. Denny McCarthy as well. Wow, Patrick Cantlay even through 16. Billy Ho as well. Ben Silverman, the Canadian. Benny Ann just getting out onto the course right now. So I see Jordan Spieth is 1 over. Interesting. Adam Hadwin 1 over through 14. Now, do we has Scotty Scheffler teed off yet? That, I guess, is the question. Looking at Scotty Scheffler's going off at 12:40, along with Ricky Fowler and Justin Thomas. It looks like that'll be a top one. Max Homa still to play this afternoon. Hideki, Mats Fitzpatrick, Jake Morikawa. I think a lot of people, guys. So we'll stay on top of it. But Rory and Xander with very impressive early rounds that, not necessarily put the pressure on the guys in the afternoon, but you certainly don't want to have a mediocre round and all of a sudden be looking at an 8 to 10 shot gap over a guy like McIlroy.
Yeah. It's tough when you haven't even played golf yet and you're already down, 7 strokes to Xander Schauffele, 6 strokes to Rory McIlroy. You're immediately chasing the leaders on those late tee times. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens in the afternoon if it gets a little windier there and see how the course is playing.
Corey Connors is going out this afternoon, Scheffler and whatnot. So there still is, if you don't want to get anything going on just for round 1, head-to-head matchups. Hideki versus Homa is up at Coolbet right now. Poston versus English. Scheffler versus JT. Morikawa versus Wyndham Clark. Corey Connors and JJ Spawn. Lowry versus Zalatoris. Those are all up there. And those are sometimes fun. If you didn't get in on the tournament, you just want to have something to follow this afternoon. Plenty of round 1 matchups that are still available for folks, Jake.
Yeah, a ton available right up until looks like almost 3 o'clock Eastern. So about 1 p.m. Edmonton time.
All right, listen, let's get over to the hockey games. Oh, by the way, for EST listeners, Dusty's not here, but we, of course, do have a key word for you. Matthew Iwanek, the brains of the operation, has texted me. The key word for today, gang, is dice. D-I-C-E. Very Vegas-esque. Now, if you want to get in to qualify for the trip to Vegas, what you need to do is text in right now at 780-218-9999 the keyword dice. So we'll throw that out. Dice, send the text in 780-218-9999. And then at 45, when we are out, we'll turn it over to Iwanek. He will entertain you and will also make a phone call. What an awesome prize that the fellas have cooked up. Hey, Jake, you could handle a nice little taken care of trip to Vegas with somebody.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. It's an exciting time. It's an exciting time for ESTers, and I guess they've been rolling out these keywords. I think every show, or is it just Lock Shop? I haven't been tuning into the other shows.
I think they're doing it on every show. Like every different show, they'll get a qualifier. And Alex from the Peg, this is a great question. I was thinking the same thing. I have a feeling. I mean, I guess technically you probably could win, but it is a partnership with the Edmonton Airport. So that trip to Vegas is coming out of Edmonton. So you may have to get there yourself or something, but I would say go nuts. Send the text in. It's dice, and you can worry about that if you win, but you got to be in it to win it. The word is dice. Fire it out. Iwanic will get people at a little later on. Aiden O'Neill, yeah, listen, you got to be feeling pretty good if you jumped on a Nick Taylor number at 110-1. Mark's got Nick Taylor first round leader 80-1. Let's see this right here. So he's got a couple holes left to get up there. Just got to hope that Xander misses that putt, and he did. So Xander's in. Right now, the lead is 7 under par. Mm-hmm. That is the number. So Nick is playing. Oh, and he actually made a very nice shot. He made a nice shot on a 7 from the bunker onto the green. So he's got 26 feet for birdie on 7. Then he's got a par 3 and a par 5. So at minimum, he needs to get another birdie to tie Xander and get you in the mix on those first round leader bets. Wouldn't that be something? And man, he's had a great season. He's already won this year, coming off that incredible historic win at the Canadian Open last season. Nick's got a lot. It's going on right now, but this would be a next level. I mean, the field and the amount of scratch available to these golfers. This would be. I mean, I don't know, actually. I was going to say this would be the signature win of his career, being the first Canadian in forever to win the Canadian Open in the fashion he did last year. I'm not sure. I think maybe only a major could really maybe top that, but this would be quite close. And I can guarantee you that his wife and his accountant would certainly love a big performance at the Players.
Yeah, you wonder what he would say if you asked him, like, if he went on, obviously it's still super early in the tournament, but if you say he goes on to win the Players, if you asked him, was this one bigger than winning the Canadian Open, with all the tradition, not having a Canadian won it in so long, you wonder what he would end up saying. And, it might be recency bias,
and the way he did it too.
Well,
I mean,
exactly.
The mile-long eagle putt in a playoff to win. I mean, it's one of the coolest moments in Canadian sports in a long time. Anyways, we'll keep an eye out on Nick. He ended up getting in for par. So he's got 2 more holes to try to get a birdie and get in at 7 to tie Xander Schauffele, who is there. And it looks like Rory is playing the 18th right now. Although he did, his drive went into, they describe it as the tree outline. I'm not sure whether he'll have a shot in trying to get on there. Let's move on over to the games. And Jake, if you can maybe pull up Daily Face-Off and get the starting goalies. I'm going to run down the odds of all of these games for everybody, and then I'll turn it over to you, and you can give us a rundown of the starting netminders, if you will.
Perfect.
Sabres coming off that whooping of Detroit on Monday. They're at home to the Islanders. It's interesting. I mean, Buffalo, the Islanders have to be as desperate a team as there is. They're right in that mix right now with Tampa and Detroit. The Islanders still an underdog, minus 103 in this one. Buffalo minus 114. We'll get back to that game in a minute. Florida, after that incredible comeback, got us the partner parlay a couple nights ago. They're in Carolina to take on the Hurricanes. Florida plus 104, Carolina minus 122. Ottawa at Columbus. Ottawa minus 124 faves. Columbus at home, coming off being shut out, I believe, by the Habs. Plus 106 for Columbus. The Coyotes are in Detroit. Detroit's minus 158. God, they are desperate. They need a win.
I was thinking the same.
They have just been slipping. I think 6 in a row right now, and now they've been caught. Arizona's plus 134. Boston minus 211 in Montreal. Habs plus 175. Penguins minus 288 at home to the lowly San Jose Sharks, who are plus 235. Tight one in Tampa. Rangers at Lightning. Lightning, a very slight home fave, minus 112. Rangers minus 105. Leafs and Philly. We'll get Jake's thoughts on that one in a second. Leafs minus 114. Philly minus 103. Dallas, a big minus 178 favorite at home against the New Jersey Devils, who are plus 150. The Wild minus 272 home faves against the Anaheim Ducks, who are plus 225. Vegas is in Calgary to take on the Flames. Flames plus 136. Home dogs, Vegas minus 161. In the final game, the Kraken are hosting the Washington Capitals. Kraken minus 163. Caps plus 138. And that Caps team looked completely defeated. Monday in Winnipeg and last night getting lit up for 7. It was the Connor Brown goal game. Everybody got one. So, and then, of course, playing on the second night of back-to-backs, hard not to like the Kraken in that game. All right, Jake, if you would, give us the starting goaltenders or what Daily Faceoff has for us, at least right now.
Yep, you got it. All right, so Sens Jackets. We got Anton Forsberg confirmed for the Senders. Elvis Merzlikins is confirmed for the Jackets. Rangers Tampa, it's going to be Shesterkin confirmed and Vasilevsky likely. So imagine a nice little goalie matchup there. Sharks Pens, we got Magnus Corona confirmed for the Sharks and Tristan Jarry confirmed for the Pens. Bruins are going Allmark and the Canadians are going Samuel Montembeault. Then for the Panthers Hurricanes, Bob will go for the Panthers confirmed. Freddie is still unconfirmed for the Hurricanes. Yotes Red Wings, Connor Ingram now confirmed for the Yotes, and Alex Lyon will go for the Red Wings. Islanders Sabres, we got Sorokin confirmed for the Islanders, and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen likely for the Sabres. Leafs Flyers will be Samsonov going against Samuel Urson for the Flyers. Ducks Wild, we got Lucas Dostal likely for the Ducks, and Marc-Andre Fleury going to get another start for the Minnesota Wild. I think he's looking to make his 4th win in a row here, 4th straight. Devils Stars, Jake Allen going for the Devils. I don't know if that's his first go with the Devils or not. I don't know if he's had a start with them yet. Stars are going to go with Ottinger, confirmed. We got the Golden Knights Flames. Aiden Hill is unconfirmed right now, and Dustin Wolf is confirmed to go for the Flames. And then Caps, Kraken, both unconfirmed, Charlie Lindgren and Philip Grubauer to round it up.
All right, so a pretty nice slate of games this evening, right off the bat. Let's focus in on a couple of these ones. I mean, right off the top at Coolbet, the first one I'm looking at is Islanders Sabres, and you know we know how up and down Buffalo has been this year. Although they seem to have got a pretty nice jump from the acquisition of Bowen Byram, although it does kind of take away, you would think, some of the potency of their offense up front. Well, they haven't been any problem scoring goals lately. But the Islanders, off that loss to the Kings, which broke their winning streak in Buffalo, I did see, I think Big Uke had the home team has won 13 of the last 14 in these games. Like sometimes you see one of those spots and you want to ride with the trend. But I mean, right now, Jake, I'm often looking at where the teams are at as far as the motivations. Like Buffalo, hugely disappointing season, no chance of making the playoffs. This is a very, very different scenario than a hungry Islanders team that's battled their way into a wild card.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'll say about Buffalo is they have worked their way up. I mean, they're 5 points out of the second wild card right now. They do have a couple extra games played on the Islanders, but you know this could be a huge swing for them if they can go in and especially beat the Islanders in regulation. You know, that's another game tick off for the Islanders. It would get the Sabres to 69 points, and they'd be 3 back of the second wild card. They've all of a sudden come on here 6-3-1, I believe, in their last 10. I'd be a bit hesitant. I know what you mean because the Sabres, it felt like they've never really been in it, but all of a sudden, that Eastern wild card race is getting real tight, and everyone's kind of breathing down everyone else's neck. Even the Caps, Caps are only 3 back right now of the second wild card, which seems shocking to me. It feels like they go in and lose every night. I don't know how this happened, but yeah, the wild card race is insane.
Well, I'll tell you how it happened. Detroit's lost 6 in a row, and that basically opened the door for these other teams. And to be honest, Tampa, has been very mediocre as well, 4-5-1 in their last 10. So with the Islanders winning 6 in a row, although they lost their last one, 7-3, they've moved up into that spot. And when you look at it right now, the Tampa Bay Lightning are 9 games above 500, and the Islanders are 8. Detroit is 7 right now. Buffalo is 1. Buffalo needs to basically win like 8 or 9 in a row to get into a spot that they might be there. Now, I'm not sure whether they're capable of doing that. And I've seen the Sabres follow up a great win with not so great a game. The perfect example is when the Jets were there a week and a half ago or so. They pumped Vegas the night before 7-2. And then the Jets really took it to them for the most part of the full 60 minutes. So there's one up for you. I would lean Islanders in this game still just with the scenario, but I guess we'll see. This Jake, what's your thoughts on this one? The Panthers and the Canes. Canes coming off a tough 1-0 shutout loss to the Rangers in their last outing, and the Panthers, who just keep on making things happen. Number 1 team in the National Hockey League. 3 goals in the last 10 minutes against Dallas to turn a 3-1 deficit into a 4-3 regulation win.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys did it the other night. Anytime you see the Panthers getting plus money, it's hard to shy away from that. They are going to be without Sam Bennett tonight. I just got the fantasy notification not long ago. So, I mean, I don't know how much that's going to impact their lines, but yeah, it's hard not to ride with the Florida Panthers right now. They're if not the best team in hockey, one of the best teams in hockey. And anytime you're getting a team like that at plus money, I don't mind it at all. So I don't know the way you're leaning in that one, but I think I would, Florida plus money. I'm not shy. I'm not shy to take that.
I'm sort of with you as well. On that. Although these teams know each other quite well. The one thing ESPN does a good job of with these scores, if you click on the game, let's just see here what their other matchups have been so far this season. Panthers 5-2, Hurricanes 1-0. Oh, that game at the end of I watched that game. Unbelievable matchup between those teams. There was like almost 80 shots in that game, if I recall correctly, and it ended up 1-0 on an Aho goal late in regulation to get that win. I'll tell you what, even if you're not betting on this one, this will be a hell of a game to watch tonight. If that last game was any indication, let me ask you. Feelings on the Leafs going into Philly tonight. Where are the Leafs at right now? They sort of know their plight. They're going to be in that 2-3 series most likely. Sometimes that's a tough spot to be in because you know what's happening and there's not much really to play for. But I would suggest that considering the way things went against Boston last week, the Leafs are trying to get more to a playoff mentality right now, getting closer to the postseason.
I mean, you'd hope those bully games that Boston really took it to them weren't great, especially when that's likely going to be the team you end up seeing in the first round. And if it's not going to be them, it's going to be the Florida Panthers. So you're not really going to get an easy first round matchup, no matter where you end up. I'd have a hard time believing they're going to fall off into one of those wild card slots. So yeah, they're kind of locked into that 3 spot right now with Boston over 90 points. It would take a good jump to get them up into the 2, get them that home ice for the first round. But that being said, it's been a weird week. Like, they haven't played this week, so they're fresh. That's for sure. This will be their first game of the week. Last game against Philly, I think Philly got a late one to tie it in Toronto. I have a hard time gauging where the Leafs are at right now. They're taking care of business against kind of these lower level teams, but the teams that you'd really like to see them beat, it just doesn't feel like that same energy's there. So, I don't think they should be taking the Flyers lightly by any means. They're still in a playoff spot in the Metro, but it's just hard to gauge where they're at right now, having them not played for, 4 or 5 days right now. So
let's see one other great game. There's a few that are very close lines. I mean, the Leafs minus 114 against Philly minus 103. That one's on the board. Tampa hosting the Rangers. And I mentioned that Tampa's just been sort of there. I mean, they made a couple acquisitions. We'll see what that does to them. But the Rangers right now, the class of that division, playing great defense, as we mentioned, when they, coming off that shutout against the Canes. I I have a hard time not jumping on the Rangers as a slight road dog or even as a pick 'em against
Mhm.
Tampa, considering the way they played so far this year.
Yeah, I don't mind that either. It just feels like, Tampa is so hit or miss as of late. Rangers have been playing really good hockey. Um, and, we're getting a nice little number, minus 105 there. Like, if we start talking about a parlay and we're doing, the plus money with the Panthers and a minus 105 with the Rangers, like, we're already close to 3-1 there. So I don't know if that's what we're thinking. The other one I was looking at, I know it's crazy, but if the Red Wings don't win tonight, that's rock bottom. I think Arizona already got them during this losing streak, 4-0 a few nights ago. 6 in a row now they've lost, and they're still right there. Same amount of points as the Islanders. They do have an extra game played than the Islanders, but if you can't beat Arizona with how much they've been skidding, especially after like I said, they got them pretty recently, it's all-time low for the Detroit Red Wings. So I got to expect that they can get off the mat tonight and get it done, but I don't know if you want to take that risk along with me or not.
Well, you know what? To be honest, the number's pretty good considering.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm with you. I mean, this is must-win territory for Detroit. We don't often jump on teams on 6-game losing streaks, but not a bad number at home to Arizona with everything that's going on. I don't mind that. You know what? If we went Rangers, Panthers, Wings, it's plus 550. It's actually a pretty nice number. Any of those late games kind of going Dallas. I mean, Dallas at minus 178, to be honest, is a pretty nice number as well. What about Vegas, Calgary, or Caps, Kraken? I mean, the Caps have just looked empty these last couple games on this trip so far. And now they're 3rd and 4 nights playing back-to-back. Tough spot for Capitals to be in.
Yeah, playing a lot of hockey as of recently, and not easy. You got to go from what was it, Edmonton last night, then down to Seattle, and yeah, I don't have any faith in the Washington Capitals right now. I think Tom Wilson, I think, was out for the Winnipeg game. I think he did play last night, but yeah, it's tough time in Washington. Even though, like we talked about, only 3 back of a wild card spot right now, which, like I said, it's just shocking the way this Eastern wild card is starting to pan out. I don't really have a good feel on it, to be honest with you. I think if I was leaning one way or the other, it'd probably be Kraken, just given the amount of hockey that the Caps have been playing. But I don't love it by any means.
Rod Z is mentioning that the Wild are 13-1 against the Ducks. The Wild are, minus 272. That could be a puck line play, though.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe outside of it. And then the other, and this is interesting, I was kind of saying, oh, look at Dallas. I hope this trend continues from Rod. The road team is 6-0. The last 6 between New Jersey and Dallas. I can tell you there's lots of people around here and in Colorado that would love to see the Dallas Stars lose. Rod Z's got one just put together. Rangers, Wild, and Seattle at plus 315. And here's another interesting one. Ottawa, Rod. Ottawa 9-0, covering the puck line versus Columbus following a win. And he's throwing in, this is a wild one. Ottawa, Dallas, Wild, puck lines, 11-1. So there's a couple options for you from Rod, one of the big brains in the nasty chat. It's funny. He's also throwing out Sharks money line, a live dog. Penguins look defeated. The Penguins, Jake, are in such a dark place right now. Rod does bring up, I'm probably not going to have the balls to throw anything down on the San Jose Sharks, but holy smokes, has Pittsburgh hit the wall. And post deadline of the Gensel trade, they have just, well, to use Rod's word, they have looked absolutely defeated.
It's a damn shame, Huss. It's a damn shame to see Pittsburgh struggle. Got their new GM in there, new president of hockey ops, and just wasting away these amazing years by Sidney Crosby. I feel so bad for Pittsburgh fans that they had to go through this. Yeah, it's really unfortunate, but No, yeah. Obviously, I'm a Dubas hater. I think the way he acted at the end of his Leafs tenure was embarrassing, and I'm happy to see the Pittsburgh Penguins continue to struggle. It'll be nice to see them miss the playoffs by a big number. So, yeah, I don't feel bad for Pittsburgh by any means. The only guy I'd feel bad for would be Sid, and that's about it.
Okay, well, listen, I think we go back to where we were.
Okay.
Rangers money line, Panthers money line, and this is the last chance for Detroit, both maybe for their season and for the lock shop. Automatic suspension if they don't lose tonight, but we will give them a chance against the Arizona Coyotes. And again, the Coyotes just traded a few more dudes. No, Dumba's gone, Zucker's gone. So at plus 550, we're probably looking at potentially 6-1 when that sucker drops on the in the exclusives.
Yeah, I think we could probably safe to say it'll be right around there. So I'll get that passed along here when we wrap, which I assume is very soon, and we'll get that up. Everyone just keep their eyes peeled. I believe there are some exclusives as well. We don't have to get into all of them. I think there's 6 for the NHL though right now that are online. Someone Roars, our East Coast exclusive Blue Nosers, Crosby goal, Marchand assist. Stars and Snipes will be Matthews and Jack Hughes, both to score tonight. Our shots, Tavares, Stamkos, and Jason Robertson, all the recorded 3+ shots. We do have a chalk it up with the Red Wings, Bruins, Pens, and Stars. That's plus 450 for those 4 teams to win. And then our carb load, the Breadman, Artemi Panarin, and David Pasternak, Pasta, both to record 2+ points. So
great name. I got that. The carb load,
yeah,
the Breadman and Pasta. Very well done. You guys are getting more and more creative. All right, gang. So we're gonna throw that one up. We're rolling with the Rangers, Panthers, and Wings tonight. All money line. It's plus 550 in Coolbet. That should be in and around, if not exactly, 6-1 plus 600. Once the fellas take care of the boost, we'll get that up in the lock shop section in the exclusives coming up over the course of the next hour or so. Let's just do a quick look back and see what we got going on with our boy Nick Taylor. Nick
I'll add 2 Huss. I'll jump in the Discord and we can discuss a nasty chat with the squad in there. It's hard to be in the chat and be on at the same time. So I'll jump in the Discord and I'll discuss with them. We can get something up for the nasties as well.
Yeah, folks, you know what's up. Grab your best player prop for tonight. Throw it in the Discord and Jake will crank something out. Plus 850 last game.
Yeah.
Maybe we can crank out another one tonight. That was an absolute beauty. And I can tell you for Mark and everyone that's leaning on those Nick Taylor first-round leaders, a nice drive, 286 right fairway. He's 312 to the hole. He needs to get in for 4 to be at 7 under, which would tie him with Rory McIlroy and tie him with Xander Schauffele, who are both in the clubhouse 7 under. Rory did birdie his final hole, which was the 9th hole today. Scotty Scheffler and some of the other top players going off a little later on today. Head-to-head matchups available as well at Coolbet right now. And a little later on, check the exclusives. And if you want to ride with us, Rangers, Panthers, Wings tonight. Try and get back in the win column after a narrow miss last night and a nice winner on Tuesday. Jake, have a great one. Thanks for hanging in today. And we'll look forward to chopping it up with the gang tomorrow on Friday heading into the weekend.
Yeah, you too, Huss.
Lock Choppers, appreciate everyone in the chat. Shout out to everyone listening on streaming on Edmonton Sports Talk. Stick around because Iwanic is going to be getting in touch with whoever qualifier is for the Lock Shop and getting you ready for continued programming in Edmonton on EST. For those of you Winnipeg folks or folks that want to hear us talk about a miserable night last night at Canada Life Center, we'll be getting going on Winnipeg Sports Talk, although we will turn things up a few notches. Chris Streveler joining the program today. Really looking forward to that as well. All right, we'll see you tomorrow in the Lock Shop for a big Friday show at noon, Winnipeg time, 11 o'clock tomorrow in Edmonton. Stay tuned. Iwanic will get your qualifier. and continue things going with Edmonton Sports Talk here on EST. Good luck, everyone, tonight. Thanks for hanging.
Are you by your phone? Hopefully you are, because Zach Tecum is going to call someone momentarily. Well, you got to have been by your phone if you texted us a little bit earlier in the show. Huss did give out the keyword earlier during the lock shop. It is the EST Flyaway, as we're giving away a trip to Vegas. This is your chance to qualify for that grand prize draw, which will go April 26th. You could win 2 nonstop flights to Vegas, 3 nights accommodations, 2 tickets to Cirque. You have 2 months to book it. You could travel at any point within a year. Just keep it locked right here to Edmonton Sports Talk. We're qualifying people all the way till April 25th, and then the grand prize draw April 26th. All you have to do is one of the 2 things. Well, you got to do both things. One, you got to text in the keyword, and then stay by your phone and keep it turned on, because when we call you, you need to pick up. Because if you don't, we then go to the next person. And Zach will be calling someone right away here when it comes to this trip to Vegas. Non-stop flights, all starting with the International Airport. Fly YEG, over 50 destinations. Your sports trip starts with them. We went down in February to Vegas non-stop. I'm using the International Airport to head to Atlanta in June non-stop, a direct flight. There's nothing better than that. All sorts of sports destinations you could go to. It's all starting with the International Airport. Fly YEG. FlyYEG.com for more information, but you can also go to Las Vegas here. We're going to send you there. After this, here on the Lock Shop, the next chance to qualify coming up in the next hour. It's 2 guys and a goalie. Myself, Joaquin Gage, Matt Cassian. We'll recap the Oilers' win against the Washington Capitals yesterday. Connor Brown scoring his first goal of the season, and we'll look ahead to the pivotal matchup on Saturday as the Edmonton Oilers will be taking on the Colorado Avalanche, which should be just an amazing game. Me and Gager and Mark Mageau were talking during the hangout of how, like, this is just a perfect Saturday 8 o'clock late night game. 2 top teams in the West. We're going to find out how these 2 teams match up against each other, and a real strong possibility that we're going to be watching a Western Conference final preview on Saturday based on how good the Avalanche are, how good the Edmonton Oilers are. Now, it's not a guarantee, but we're in for a good game on Saturday. So myself, Gager, and Cass will preview that coming up in the next hour. But like I said, we'll also have another keyword, your next chance to qualify for the Flyaway with EST, Fly YEG, and the LVCVA. And Zach's just on the phone right now. If you're not talking to Zach right now, you're not the qualifier for the Lock Shop, which the keyword was dice. I'm trying to remember I don't even remember what the keyword is. Where's the keyword for 2 guys? I'm not saying it right now. I'm not going to say it right now. Oh, okay. The keyword for 2 guys, I'll just say this. It's hockey related. Look at me go. Put in that keyword connecting it to hockey during 2 guys and a goalie, which is an hour of us talking about hockey. It's going to be great. We got someone on the line. Who do we got, Zach?
Yeah, we got Joe.
Joe.
On the other line, yeah.
Congratulations. You're the qualifier for the Lock Shop to head to Las Vegas. How you doing today?
Not bad. How you doing?
I'm doing great, but I'm not the one qualifying for the trip to Vegas. Have you ever been to Vegas before?
Yeah, back in 2012, so it's been a few years.
Oh, it's been a while. If you win this trip on April 26th, what are you looking most forward to doing when you get back to Vegas?
When I get back to Vegas, I don't know, probably just checking out the strip, seeing what's changed, maybe checking out the Sphere. You guys kind of talked it up. Yes. So, yeah, just kind of see. I'm not much of a gambler, so probably taking a few shows, stuff like that.
That's the beauty of Las Vegas. There's something for everyone. But yeah, no, definitely do check out the Sphere. No matter what it is, just try to find a way again, and it's absolutely incredible. And I'm not going to lie, it'd be great watching movies in there. I really want to see Interstellar, and after seeing Dune 2, Dune 2 would be fantastic in there. But congratulations. You're in the draw. It will take place April 26th, so keep your phone on in the morning show because Dusty and Lieutenant Eric, they might be calling you on the 26th, letting you know you're off to Vegas.
Perfect. Thanks a lot.
Best of luck there. And like I said, the next chance to qualify EST Flyaway to Las Vegas coming up in 2 guys and a goalie, which is coming up next right here on Edmonton Sports Talk for those listening on iHeartRadio, on TuneIn, or on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, or for those watching live on YouTube. That is it for the Lock Shop today. Just in a few minutes, you'll hear Whale and the Wolf if you're listening on the audio stream. But then it'll be myself, it'll be Matt Cass, it'll be Joaquin Gage. it is two guys and a goalie, but today it's also the two Matts and a goalie edition of two guys and a goalie. On behalf of Huss and Jake from Coolbet, I am Matt, and also thanks to Zach to come behind the computer over there. Thanks for tuning into the Lock Shop. Coming up next, two guys and a goalie. Talk to you in just a few minutes.